Hello everyone, I am Abhijeet Singh from Kubotor Technologies Private Limited and welcome to my session of phishing. It is very beautiful and awesome word as well as it is a very beautiful and awesome attack in this cyber security as well as information security. But before proceeding any further, here comes the disclaimer. Please use the content of this video and tutorial for education purpose only. Do not use the content for any illegal purpose. So this phishing is quite similar to our words FISHING, but there is not as such difference as we think apart from the spellings. Okay, the pronunciation is quite the same, the meaning is also same, but the small differences in word phishing FISHING, we hunt down the fishes, we hunt down the fishes in order to, yeah, you are right, fish eat them. Okay, people barbecue and eat those fish. In terms of phishing, that is PHISHING, that is the cyber world's phishing, hackers hunt down the humans, okay, not in order to eat them but in order to gain the data. What kind of data? They gain their sensitive data. Now this data or this word sensitive data means a lot, or sensitive information means a lot. These are the information which we never reveal, which we never share, like your username, your passwords, the credentials of your internet banking services. I don't know about you, but I never share my credit card information, neither I share my debit card information. So it's very bad if you will share your debit or credit card information. People, the bad, really bad people will steal your money within fraction of seconds. So let's understand the basic meaning of this word phishing. What happens in this attack of phishing? The attacker or the hacker, that is really bad people, will clone or create a fake login page, login page or the whole website. After creation, they will host it somewhere and will send it to the target person. Okay, they will ask someone to log in and check out what are the amazing things this website is gonna offer to you. Just log in with your Gmail and check out what are the coupons you can get either on food, on your cab, or on what we call e-commerce website for shopping some good stuff. So as soon as the target will log in or sign in to the fake created and hosted thing, the attacker or the really bad hacker will get the information about their credentials. Not information, they will exactly get what their credentials are, that too in very plain text. So we'll talk less about this and we will perform a demonstration which will help you in understanding. But before going to the demonstration, let's repeat once again the phishing attack is. In phishing attack, the attacker will create or clone whole of the web page or the website in which there is a login panel. As soon as they will create, they will host it on some free hosting services or website or on a server which the hacker might have purchased. Once they are able to host it, they will send that hosted link to someone else, to a person who are their target, and they will ask, please log in into it, you will get some amazing coupons for shopping, you will get some amount of cash back in your account. So by greeting them, by luring them into their trap, they will make the target or the victim to log in into the website or the web page. As soon as the target will log in or sign in into the web page, they won't get any kind of coupons, or maybe the possibilities they will be redirected to some websites which are giving coupons. But the thing which attacker or the bad hacker will get is their credential. So it's time for the demonstration. So I will note down the steps one by one so that it will be very easy for you to understand and to perform or reproduce the same phishing attack. Step 1. Choose a page or the website. So I have this very beautiful website which I keep on opening several times, that is testphp.vulnweb.com. So let it open. Okay, sorry, vulnweb, not when. So there is the sign up page. Click on that, and there are two ways which you can do here. The first way is either you create or code whole of this web page using HTML or PHP. Be a smart coder or be a hardworking coder. Second, you could be a lazy person like me. Okay, so the target is our testphp.vulnweb.com. Step 2. It's time to get lazy like me. Right click anywhere on the page and click on view page source. It's very easy. Right click, click on view page source. That's the whole source code. Okay, it's the whole source code in which your this login page has been created. So what I can do is I will select all of the content, that is Control A, right click and copy it. So go to the step 3, select all of the content or the code, copy it and paste it into a text editor. Okay, that's the next step. Now in this whole coding or in this whole login page code, I need to do certain couple of changes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a step 4, that is change small things in the code. Okay, what are the small things which we are gonna change? The thing is, how original this code is gonna work is, there is this user in the browser. The user is gonna type testphp.vulnweb.com. He's gonna click on sign up page. There will be some username and there will be some password. And as soon as someone is gonna enter their credential, username and password, he's gonna click on sign in or login. Okay, now after login, what it's gonna happen is the credentials will be transmitted to the server. It will authenticate him or authenticate her and will open a home page. Okay, that's what we are gonna do. Now what in our fake or replicated or clone page we are gonna do is, the things are quite the same. Okay, what it's gonna happen, there will be a user, he will open his browser or her browser, will go to testphp.vulnweb.com, will sign up. There will be entering username and password and he will click upon the sign in or login page. But instead of going to the server, there will be hacker's server in which there will be a malicious PHP file will be there. The work of that PHP file will be store the credentials. Okay, The whole PHP file is gonna do is they are gonna store the credential. After that, they will navigate or they will redirect the target to other web page or the original web page. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this whole faking stuff, but for that we need to understand this thing. There is this code, okay, for username and password, and it is a kind of a form. So wherever they are gonna ask you for form or there will be any kind of credential entering thing, there will be this tag in HTML form, and inside that form they will be asking for username and they will be asking for password. But as soon as you will click on login button, there will be one attribute inside the form to which we call action equals to, and there will be some data. Not data, it will be a link or it could be another file which will be interacting with the server. So the thing is, we need to change the data or entry inside this action attribute. What we want to do is we want these credentials to be saved or processed by our malicious PHP file so that it could store the credentials. So let's search for this action equals to, that is, go to the very top of the code, go for search and action equals to. Can you see, this is a post method, there is action equals to inside this form tag, and for making it sure, let's say there is this username, there is this password as well. For other way, what you can do is for confirmation, right click in the credential part, that is in the username part, click on inspect element. It will open the console, and inside the console, can you see input username? If you will go up, can you see this form where it says userinfo.php? It is the same userinfo.php which we have find after searching. Now, that is small changes in the code. What we need to do is, now let's come to change. What are the changes we are gonna go for? The changes will be something like that. Replace the entry of action equals to something.php. You can give any name, okay, but remember the action the file extension should be .php. So it means I can write here, instead of userinfo.php, credentials.php. Okay, now what you need to do is you need to save this whole code using .html extension. Paste it and file, save as, let's say, testphp.html, save as type all files on my desktop. Okay, so this is our next step. Once we are done with it, we will be proceeding towards step number 5. After doing the changes, save as the file with extension of .html. Now here comes step number 6, that is to create something.php. In our case, this something.php is credentials.php. So let me again write it here, credentials.php. There is this whole small code which I already have with me, and the code looks like this. Okay, I'm gonna open it inside my text editor, and this is the whole code. So let me give you the whole code here. This is the whole code which we will be using. Now what this whole code will do, it will gather the information from the credentials or from the login which a user might have inputted it. So let me also give you a small explanation of this whole code line by line. This first line means start of PHP code, and this last line means end of PHP code. Now there is this header. What does this header do is, after complete execution of the file, it will redirect the target to any specific file. Okay, or not file, to any specific location. Let's say I want the target to be redirected to www.google.com. Okay, so let me do a little change here as well, www.google.com. Okay, now there is this handle. What does this handle will do? This handle will just a variable. Okay, in PHP we create a variable with a dollar sign, that is dollar, used for creating a variable. Here what we have done, we have created a variable with a name of handle. After that we have asked him to fopen, that is to open the file which is there. To open the file, the file's name is coffee.txt, and there is something we have mentioned as a, that is an append attribute. Now there are basically three different attributes. First is read, second is write, and the third attribute is append attribute. The work of append attribute is to start continuing writing without deleting the existing data inside a file. So it's just like write attribute. The work of write attribute is the same, but there is this difference between append and write attribute is, in write attribute, if the file is already existing and is having 2000 lines of data, it will delete all previous data. It will start from the line 0. But in append attribute, it will continue from the next line without deleting the previous existing data. Now the next line says to gather, the start of for loop, and it will keep on working unless or until we are receiving data in post method. Now there are two different methods. First is get method and second is post method. So this for loop will keep on working until we are receiving each and every data inside a post method. Now this curly braces opening means start of for loop block, and this close of braces is end of for loop block. Now there is something we have written as fwrite. It means to write inside the file. Okay, what we are supposed to write, there is this dollar handle and there is this dollar variable. This dollar handle, it says dollar handle. What we are going to write is, we are going to write inside the file, that is using this dollar handle. According to this code, dollar handle is a handler for opening the file coffee.txt in append attribute. So what we are writing here is we are writing the variable name. Now the variable name is, according to this code of ours, is user name. That is the variable which is passed by the exact code of the login. Again, we are writing a equals to sign after variable. We want to input a equal sign so that we could distinguish the data. Now here comes the main part. In this line we are writing the value which is inputted by the target. Okay, whatever the value user is going to input inside this field will be considered as the value. Now again, using this line we are giving a new line and starting that new line from the left hand side. Okay, so again that was just for one username. Again the user will be inputting this password, that too again inside a post method, which will again be captured, which means your for loop will be working again for the password. Now again we are writing a new line, and that too starting from the left hand side, and this line means to close the handle which we have opened earlier. That is, here in this code we have opened and created a handler, and we have created a file and opened a file. We need to close that file, we need to close that handler. For closing that handler as well as the file, we are using this f close. Now this exit here will be telling to go to the location which the code is using in the above line. Okay, that is, this exit will say my work here is completed, please redirect the user to this specific website or this specific web page. Now let's proceed with this file as well. So what I am gonna do is I will copy it, create a new file here with the gonna paste it, and instead of Facebook what I'm gonna write is google.com. go to file, save as credentials.php, all file, save, close it. Okay, now the thing here is go to step number 7. Step 7 is host the file on any free hosting web server. Okay, so here what I am using, I will be using my XAMPP server. It's a local server, which means a person sitting inside the network can access the files of my server. And I have opened MySQL and Apache, that is a database, and the server. So let's go ahead and copy. If you are using XAMPP, so it will be very easy. Go to C drive, go to XAMPP, go to htdocs and paste the above both files, that is testphp.html and credentials.php. So there is this credential.php and there is this testphp.html. so copy it, go to my C drive, go to this XAMPP folder, go to this htdocs and paste it. Okay, now after pasting it, you need to do a small testing, and the testing says 127.0.0.1 slash test php.html. Let it load. So it's asking me for the username, it's asking me for the password. So let's input for example, my name is John Smith, JOHNSMITH at gmail.com, and the password is okay, I'm not going to tell you what the password is. You will be seeing what the password was. Click on login. As soon as you will click on login, check out, is it transmitting you to Google? That is which we have entered inside our location. So let's check whether in the server are we getting any kind of coffee.txt. Yes, we are getting coffee.txt. That is the file which we opened inside our append attribute and mode. Let's check out the content of coffee.txt. It says username is John Smith at gmail.com and password is I am not John Smith. Check out. The thing is, in today's date, 75% of the cyber attacks which are occurring on an organization or on a company is a combination of phishing and other cyber attacks. So there is this much importance of these kind of attacks for learning to remediate and to reproduce these kind of attacks as well as their mitigation. So our company Kubotor does provide these kind of services. We train people, we provide awareness seminars, we give workshop, we give training to corporates, to students of schools, colleges and university. We do provide classroom trainings as well. I hope you like this video. Please comment, share and subscribe to our channel for learning new and different stuff.